Internet Computer, or ICP, is going to change the world in which we live in and is the most important crypto project right now and is an absolute must to have in your crypto portfolio if you are a serious crypto investor in 2023 and 2024 and beyond. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into today's video, which is one of the most important I'm going to make for a while. Now, Internet Computer probably sounds like the most uninteresting, boring name ever, and they haven't won any points on the name they've given this project, don't worry, but it is very, very, very cool indeed. Now, what we're going to do before we dive in and look at the details of exactly what ICP is and where I can see it going, I just want you to look at the coin market cap page here. We've got a market cap of $1.5 billion, and there's a very big reason why this project, despite how important it is currently sat in the number 37th position. Just remember that, because it's going to give us some phenomenal opportunities later on down the line. Now, Internet Computer is basically Web3, okay? It's the transition from the traditional internet that we've all been using for the last 10-20 years into something far more exciting, far more useful, and also far more beneficial for us to be using, okay? Now, I'm going to keep this relatively non-technical, mainly because I'm non-technical and I can't get too technical explaining it because I just don't have the knowledge. But I'll give you my understanding to the best of my ability. Okay, so this is the traditional internet, Web 2, okay, the proprietary legacy stack. Okay, so you basically have the underlying internet, which is like your Wi-Fi provider or something like that. And then you've got the internet protocol, and above that you've got cloud services, okay, which is like CDN, DNS service and stuff like that. So what that basically means is when you go and build a website or an app, it has to go and sit on one of those cloud servers. Now, those cloud servers, such as the Amazon Web Service, all belong to different companies around the world. You've got massive ones, and they basically have a monopoly on everything. People like Google, people like Amazon, you get the picture. On top of these, you basically build all your websites and things like that, and then people can go and access your websites. But this is fundamentally very insecure, and as well as that, because of the monopoly, extremely expensive. So it's pretty bad in that it's prone to attacks all the time, and then you need to pay for expensive firewall software and expensive IT equipment and all sorts of other stuff to safeguard your websites. On the flip side of things, you're then paying excessive fees to those monopolies that are looking after your websites, to the extent that the global spend each year is around 3.9 trillion with a T dollars. So this is effectively a $3.9 trillion problem, which means that if someone can sort out the problem and create a clearer and easier way to overcome this problem, then the savings there in the trillions of dollars. If you solve a $1 trillion problem, then guess what? You're going to make a lot of money. So what the Internet Computer does, and this is the Internet Computer model, which is a replacement of the legacy stack. Okay, so basically the way the ICP or the Internet Computer works is it comes from data centers, which have distributed nodes. But what separates the Internet Computer is the ICP, or the Internet Computer Protocol layer in here. And that, as you can see, is made up of all of these different pieces, which are basically canisters. The canisters are basically like a smart contract, but not quite the same as a smart contract, in that they're completely tamper-proof. They're unstoppable, so no one can go in and hack them and change them, but they are also enormously scalable, enormously fast, and they're only ever limited by the web speed itself. This means that anyone wanting to build on top of this can build directly onto the blockchain without having to have any interference from anyone else. This is amazing, because it means you and me and whoever can go and build a website on a platform and pay minuscule fees for a super secure, super fast website. And that's basically where that $3.9 trillion problem is solved. We're not just talking about websites, we're also talking about dApps, or decentralized apps. You're talking about entire DeFi ecosystems, and the developers can go and build this directly on chain. And don't worry, you don't just need developers. You can also go and use development platforms where you yourself can go and use drag and drop websites. You know, kind of like Shopify's, Wix's, etc. will all be accessible, and you can go through different platforms in order to create your website, business, whatever it is, online. This is really cool because it actually gives more power to the people and takes away the power from the monopolies who've been running it. This is what decentralization is all about. Bitcoin came in for this very reason, to try and take away the power from the great monopolies that run the world. Andrew Tate might say, breaking free from the matrix. This is insanely cool, very, very exciting, even to me. It's completely non-technical, and I think I only just grasped the kind of idea behind how this really works. So now we understand the power of the internet computer. We can see this has already been performing, And we can see the blocks processed currently at like 1.7 billion, 1.7 billion and growing literally all the time. Transactions, you can see, are ranging from around 6.9 to 7,000 per second. Extremely fast, obviously great news. And then you can see down below like the smart contract memory, because here you can see it's going to cost 44 cents per gigabyte per month. And if you compare this to Ethereum, it's like millions of times cheaper, like literally millions of times cheaper. If you come down below, you're probably wondering, well, what can be run on this? Everything that you use, whether it be YouTube, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Telegram, whether it be WhatsApp, is all run through a centralized server. It means that the people who control that network have access to basically all your data. They also have the ability to go and shut that down at any point if they so wish. So at the moment, you can see that all the kind of mainstream apps and things, there's kind of like a better version for it in this like Web3 environment. You can see Open Chat, decentralized alternative to WhatsApp. Kinnick, the world's first Web3 search engine. You got District here, 100% on-chain micro-blogging social media platform, kind of similar to Facebook kind of thing, right? Very cool. Lots of different ones down below. So now we understand how important it is. You're probably saying, well, why, if it's such a big deal, why is it down in number 37? Well, at the end of last year, FTX, the second largest exchange in the world, run by Sam Bankman-Fried, went under. Now, when Internet Computer launched last year, it was heavily invested in by SBF and his mates, right? And what that meant is the Internet Computer that started its life at a $2,800 token, what basically happened is on launch, it went from being worth $2,800 per token pretty much in the space of a week to around $219. It lost like 90% of its value in the space of a week because everyone thought it was a scam. Basically, I watched a Raoul Pal video recently and he was talking about institutional money coming in, buying up the internet protocol pre-launch, buying it for cheap, and then waiting for all the retailers like you and me to get involved in the project. They then dump their tokens back onto the market in a completely shady and immoral way that caused this absolutely astronomical sell-off. This project is still worth way, way more than it actually is right now. This, in my opinion, is a top 4, maybe even top 3, top 2 cryptocurrency that's currently sat at number 37 with a market cap just under $1.5 billion. So what are we going to do about it? I hear you cry. Very interesting right now. And the reason I bought today, I obviously had this big spike up quite recently, and then I've been pushed back down. Fine. You know, crypto's been doing that because Bitcoin obviously been booming in the last few weeks as Binance heavily manipulate the price. But, you know, we'll talk about that in another video. Okay. Crypto appears to have put a bottom in. Whether we see Bitcoin returning to like lower levels, I really don't think we're going to see $15,000 again, but could be wrong. But what I'm seeing right now is a nice zone that ICP has been sat in today. Okay, what we can see is zone established. So we basically see every time we are leaving this area, this blue box, we get a nice push out. And we get another one coming out of here, and then guess what? We are now revisiting this zone. What tells me if the rest of the crypto market continues to push higher, then we're going to get a nice buy opportunity. That means in the short term, even from buying at this level down here, I can get a 58% just back to this recent high. But I want you to consider that during the last bull market, we saw Bitcoin basically hitting $1 trillion. We saw Ethereum upwards of $500 billion. And I genuinely believe that Internet Computer is a top 3 token. I genuinely believe that we can see a market cap here of 500 billion and up, which means this is a top 50 token with a 400 to 500x opportunity. Now, I'm not telling you to invest because that would be obviously irresponsible financial advice. What I'm saying is we've got an opportunity here to buy something that is going to change the world in crypto. And fundamentally, I can't see how this isn't going to be a success. It's hugely undervalued because it was maltreated in how it was set up at the start. Now, this is an absolute gem and it's sitting here in plain sight. And because it's called something pretty plain like Internet Computer, you've probably not paid attention to it. That's what you should be looking for when you're looking for winning cryptocurrencies. And if you want to find out more about winning cryptocurrencies and where to find them, then get into my Telegram, link down below, absolutely free. We're in there every day discussing different cryptos. It's really heating up at the moment. Loads of more people flying into the group, which is excellent to see. As well as that, guys, if you are not subscribed to this channel and you want to know more about how to make money in crypto, I make videos every day on how you can make more money. So absolutely no brainer, hit subscribe. Also, every day this week I've been talking about Fairdesk. Fairdesk are giving $100 away to one lucky winner who goes and signs up for a Fairdesk account, link down below, and gets into my Telegram. And you can go follow this guy who's made $690,000 for his 23 followers in just the last week. He's done $48,000 for 3 followers in here. Some of his followers have made hundreds of thousands of dollars in just the last week, just by clicking and copying this guy's trade without any effort at all. Obviously not without risk, so don't use money that you can't afford to lose, but get across to Fairdesk, guys, absolute no-brainer, and potentially you'll be able to win $100 as well. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.